Hey guys, so I have not filmed a Taylor Tells It All in what seems like forever. I've had a few topics that I wanted to film a video on, but I just haven't gotten around to it, and I kind of wanted to do a little more beauty videos. My Taylor Tells It All series is so highly requested, so P.S. if you guys do have any requests for a future Taylor Tells It All, please leave it down below because I would definitely be interested in doing it. This is a topic that really has me fired up this month. So, I was at my grandma's house yesterday and we were just kind of chatting, sitting there talking about things. We ended up mentioning about the whole Navy situation, about the shooting in Washington, and that later led into a conversation about Jonathan Ferrell. Now, Jonathan Ferrell was a former FAMU football player. It's generally an all-black college, and it is, I believe, in Gainesville, Tallahassee, so somewhere upstate Florida. Long story short, he crashed his Toyota, I guess just in a neighborhood. I'm not really sure what happened, but he ended up getting into an accident and was walking around the neighborhood kind of knocking on doors, you know, searching help. Obviously, the guy crashed his car, it wasn't starting, so he just needed assistance. Well, I guess he knocked on the wrong door because the lady ended up calling the police on him, and she was believed that he was a burglar trying to break into her house, which obviously was not true because, like I said, he just needed help because he had crashed his car. So as soon as the police arrived, he was so startled from the accident that he was kind of rushing towards them to be like, hey, listen, I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm just in need of help. Now, police did say that they tried to tase him. I'm not really sure why they tried to tase him to begin with because he was not doing anything wrong, and the police didn't even proceed to ask what was going on. They just proceeded to think that he was in the wrong place at the wrong time doing something he shouldn't be doing. So like I said, instead of asking Jonathan what the deal was, what he was doing, Carrick, who was a third-year officer, took out his gun and proceeded to shoot Jonathan 12 times. Now, Jonathan was only hit 10 times, but after the 12th shot, then started to call out, hey, get down on the ground, which obviously I guess Jonathan is going to be down on the ground because he's going to be dead after 12 shots. Now, this whole Taylor Tells It All is not about race. I don't want to talk about Trayvon Martin and the whole black versus white thing because Jonathan was a black male and Carrick, the police officer, was a white male. I'm not talking about race, white versus black. That's another subject for another day. I am talking about the fact that the cop, who was a third-year police officer, whether you're a first-year police officer or a third-year police officer, doesn't matter because you go to basic training on when to use your weapon and how to use your weapon. This guy proceeded to just shoot the man and kill him, even though the guy had done nothing wrong. So obviously the cop is being charged with manslaughter, which I believe he should. If you look up his mugshot, you can kind of tell that he doesn't look like the most honest and genuine type of cop. So I'm glad that he is getting punished for what he did because killing Jonathan was just so outrageous. If you feel threatened by someone and you're in a position of power with a gun, all you need to do is shoot the guy in the arm, shoot the guy in the leg. One shot, if you know how to use a gun, is plenty to take someone down. Now, they said that Jonathan was running towards them, but like I said, one shoot to the arm, one shoot to the leg. If you're really that threatened, Jonathan would have been on the floor and you could have figured out what was going on. But instead, the guy just decided to kill him, which gets me so upset. This poor young man was just trying to find some help, and here this guy goes and takes his life. Now, despite the whole Jonathan situation, that did get me really fired up, but the whole general point of this video is I want to talk about something that is getting me really upset, and that is the Second Amendment. I have been raised around guns. I come from a military background. I'll insert a picture right here. You guys can see this is my papa's collection and my dad's collection, which have both passed away, so you'll see the picture right there. When I was younger, my dad did take me to the gun range. He taught me gun safety. I have shot at targets. I have shot trap with Mason before. So I wouldn't say I'm an expert in the whole gun area, but I am pretty comfortable around them. I'm trying to be a little more comfortable around them. I'm not really sure how to load and unload the gun, but I do know how to aim and shoot, and I am pretty spot on the target, so don't mess with me. I'm starting to get a little worried because of the many incidents that have been involved around guns that my Second Amendment is going to be taken away. Now, the Second Amendment is the right to bear arms. I'm a firm believer in the Second Amendment that anybody who is a U.S. citizen that is responsible and mentally stable enough to carry a gun should be able to. When I turn 21, which is in 3 years, I definitely plan on having my carrying license, which means I can have a gun on me at all times if it's concealed. I know that if my father was still alive, he'd be so upset at what's going on and how the president and how everybody associated with him is trying to take those rights away from us. My father was a part of the military. He fought in Vietnam, as did my grandfathers. They were in the military as well. And my father was a part of the National Rifle Association, and he was on the board of that. So he has fought so hard to keep these rights to be able to carry a gun. As you can see from my dad's collection, he has definitely spent a lot of his time and money in defending his rights for those guns. Now, I am a firm believer also that guns don't kill people and people kill people. Obviously, the person who killed 12 people at the Navy station, or the guy who shot at the elementary school, and the guy who killed people in the movie theater, obviously something is seriously wrong with those people. I do agree that maybe it is too easy to access a gun and it is too easy to buy them. I know in a lot of states you don't have to register your gun and you can just buy a gun legally, which I don't think is right, because here we go. Now we're finding the people with mental illnesses going and shooting up places and taking away innocent lives. However, someone like me who has been trained on how to use a gun and gun safety, how to put the gun on safety so that it doesn't backfire on you if you accidentally pull a trigger, I'm really aggravated that there's stupid people out there who are going to try and take away my privilege to have that gun on me, or to have it in my house, or to just have it at all. I'm really upset at this whole situation. The poor Jonathan kid, that just breaks my heart. But on top of it, I'm just really upset that I'm having these imbeciles. That's exactly what they are. They're mentally ill and they are unstable, and here they are killing everyone for no reason. Now, because of the lack of incompetence of those people, I am gonna have to suffer. So if I'm in a situation where I need to protect myself, I'm not going to be able to because of some crazy lunatic decided to go kill someone. I just don't think that is right, and it is just something that is really, really irking me lately, because I know Obama is trying to get the gun laws a lot stricter, and a lot of people in his cabinet are as well. I'm just not okay with that. Like I said, I have family who have fought for those rights, and I myself am gonna fight for them as much as I can. And because my dad's not here and my grandpas aren't here, I'm gonna fight for those rights that they fought for. Now, I know if you've had a bad incident with a gun, or if a family member's been killed accidentally, of course you're gonna have different opinions on guns, and you're gonna believe that a lot of people should not have the right to one. However, you gotta understand where I'm coming from. I am a woman that has been raised with a military background. I'm a woman that has been raised around guns my entire life. I remember when I was younger, I would pull up my dad's armrest in his car, and there would be his pistol. He would never want us to go in there, and we would get in trouble if we were ever to touch that, if he ever saw us trying to sneak in, or just, you know, touching things that we shouldn't be touched. But that being said, from a young age, I understood the fact that guns were used to protect yourself in time of need, and I also knew that you were to respect them and you were to hold them in a higher regards. I don't think that guns are something that should be taken lightly, because like I said, they can easily take your life away. But when I'm in the position that I need to protect myself, or I'm in a position that I'm just uncomfortable, or someone's trying to hurt someone else, I could be the one to save that person because I'm armed and ready. Like I said, I don't think that everyone should have access to guns. I only believe that those who are 1000% comfortable with holding it, 1000% with loading it, 1000% with shooting it, should be able to own one. And I also believe that you shouldn't have a criminal record or have a history of something that would cause you to further go nuts and go shoot everyone. Now, like I said, this subject is something that is very dear to me because, as I mentioned, my father did pass away. I feel very strongly connected to him through his guns because I know how hard he worked for them, how much money and time he put in cleaning them and buying them and customizing the guns. So this is a subject that's very dear to me because I'm fighting for someone who's no longer here. If we can do this in a properly fashion, I would love to hear your opinions on the topic. If you would please post them down below. I'm really interested in what you think on the whole Jonathan Ferrell situation because I do believe cops are getting a little out of hand. Right now, I just want to hear about what you think about the whole gun situation. Do you think people should be allowed to have them if they provide evidence that they are capable of carrying them on them, and if they are fully responsible and knowledgeable on how to use them? Or do you think guns are just something that officials should have, but yet here we are, an official did have them, and this poor guy Jonathan went like this, listen buddy, I don't have anything on him, and yet this man took advantage of him and shot him. How are you going to say that an average day person can't have one and use them correctly when a person who is supposed to protect and serve abused their rights and killed this poor man. I really believe that somehow, some way, we will be able to find a happy medium between gun owners and non-gun owners. However, it's hard to find that medium when the world is so corrupted by violence, but people are failing to realize that that violence is not caused by the gun, it's caused by the person behind the trigger. So I think we need to look at more at society's behavior and the corruptness that's going on, rather than thinking that this tool is the problem, because I just don't agree with that. I really think there's a problem with the people and not the problem with the gun. No matter what happens, there are about 20 guns in my brother's possession, and I am going to make sure that those guns stay in our possession. They are something that I am really, really connected to and something I believe so strongly about. As I mentioned, others might not. It's usually those who are unfamiliar with the gun that are hesitant and criticizing those who are for the gun. I really hope one day that the world is peaceful, but I don't think that is ever gonna happen. I know one thing, if I'm in a bad situation and I'm uncomfortable and I need to protect myself, that Kimber 1911 will be there to protect me and ensure that I'm able to live tomorrow despite someone coming after me and trying to take that away from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this Taylor Tells It All. I know it is a very controversial subject, but that's why I like filming these videos. I'm very opinionated, yet I'm open-minded. Don't feel afraid of sharing your opinion with me. I'm very open on sharing my opinion with you. I hope you're as comfortable as sharing your thoughts with me. Until my next video, I will see you then. Bye!